now money changes situation. Miscommunication leads to complication. My emancipation don't fit your equation. I was on the humble, you on every station. Someone play young loving like she done. But remember not to game the one of the sun. Everything you did has already been done. I know all the tricks from Ricks to Kingston. Like King Down Major, King Down One Run. To understand how boogie not violence. But if the thing test me, run to the gun. Now take a ring to the
Welcome to 96.1 FM KEXU. I'm the Black Cripple.
Welcome to Porn News Network. That's PNN, not CNN, people. You got a little bit of crumbs, kick them down. We always need those blood-stained dollars because Porn Magazine is in fact Poe. We are the poverty scholars, criminalized, racialized, and always in struggle for $1. We're all the people you don't want to see, never want to be. Look away from me. But what you gonna do? Arrest me? We're in your city. So that's what's up, family. Tonight, this is the PNN-KEXU NewsHour. And we're gonna...
Real news.
The real news. The news that comes from the streets, the ghetto teachers, the corner preachers, and all the sister mama reachers. Yeah, we doing it real up in here because we in a crisis. It's a state of emergency. A state of emergency on our poor people, our black and brown people, all of our stolen indigenous territory, and we are reporting live from the stolen indigenous Ohlone Lashawn land known as Oakland. That's deep east to you and me.
Oakland.
So first we're going to start with our truth beyond the headlines. In the village of Huichin, we just experienced 12 eviction threats for poor families. That's calls into Porn Magazine because we mamas and daddies in the struggle, so we act as emergency advocates, or what my mama used to call revolutionary social workers. Doing what we got to do, revolutionary jailhouse lawyers outside of jail without the degree or the paper, but we put it together however we can. Shout out to Sister Mama, Audrey Candy Corn, shout out to Vivi T, shout out to Queen Nandi, Lori, Junebug, and all the other welfare queens who make it happen for all our babies and our mamas out there. So in our Porn Magazine family, we've got 12 emergency calls right here in Deep East of families facing eviction threats. So as we fight for those crumbs, we also fight for the manifestation of landless people's liberation like we do in here at Homefulness. That said, in other headlines, 20 indigenous elders and youth were barred from seating at the recent showing, right, of a film.
A film made for Native American people.
Right, and it was at the Metreon Theater, known for what?
Known for police shootings, like Idris Deli.
Ibaye, Idris Deli, Ibaye, Lamisha, shout out to Lamisha Irizarry and the Idris Deli Foundation. And to all the mamas and the uncles and the daddies and the grandmas who have lost our babies. Shout out to Torian Deja Hughes and Mama Audrey, to all of the babies who shouldn't have been lost. The Metreon Theater in the village of Yalamu, gentrification city, aka San Francisco, barred their entrance. So stay tuned for that. Also in the city of Huichin, that's Oakland, there were citation and removal orders made to trees and a bench made of straw created by longtime black, brown, and unhoused residents in Driver Plaza.
That's right. The Black Panthers have been going there since decades, so it's been a favorite place for black and brown people to go to hang out, to get food, and to really strengthen the community.
So the struggle continues. We're gonna later on in the broadcast we'll show you a little exercising of our constitutional rights to civil disobedience at the city of Huichin on that issue, but stay tuned. And as well, and lastly, and definitely not finally, over 100 unhoused residents in West Oakland, homes. That's homes to you and the people out there listening and watching. Homes, which could be tents, which could be doorways, which could be cardboard motels, as Mama D used to say, because if we evicted, it doesn't mean we leave, it just means we move into those cardboard motels. So over 100 unhoused residents in their tent in West Oakland were bulldozed, not by the city, but by the condominium developer who wants to turn that land into more
condos. You got it, more condos.
So there's going to be an emergency mobilization in the coming hours. Stay tuned, because this is a crisis. It's a state of emergency.
And one more last, truth beyond the lies. Some popular cultural media from the clip hop version. Remember our lovely 50 Cent hip hop artist? He has a record of bullying people with disabilities. Done it 4 times in a row. Well, BET just gave him a show. Yeah, so his show will be on BET. Gave a bully his own show. So, we protest against, the Breakfast Club when one of the DJs, talked bad about transgender people. We protest against, late night talk show hosts, white men talking about, field Negroes. But we don't talk about how people get away with bullying disabled people and get their own show on BET. So, contact BET and say no to 50 cents.
You heard it here first. That's PNN, not CNN, people. So we are going to have our first live interview with a sister who is in what city?
Yeah, she's in New Haven, Connecticut, the city that I went to college with, the city that I grew up in, Connecticut, New York. This sister has her own production company. She made a film of black women in medicine. And she's also a person with a disability, black. So she's doing it. And so we're going to call her, Crystal Emery. We're going to call her soon and talk about her film. And talk about, making a film about the medical industry and black women with, doctors. So we're going to talk to her.
And while we're trying to get her online, we're going to go to a little bit of tape from our civil disobedience from yesterday. Again, in the village of Huichin, where they issued citations and removal orders to trees and a bench made of mud and straw created by the longtime black and brown residents, unhoused residents, gentrified residents, displaced residents of a tiny public park in North Huichin, Oakland. So we went into the city yesterday and actually tried to get them to listen to us. And here's a little clip from that. Technical difficulties because we can't. All right, we calling Crystal Berry right now. So here we go.
Live stream offline.
So
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on one sec.
It's back on. Yeah, you got to turn off this thing when she's calling, because if I'm recording with this one and she calls, she breaks the live stream.
Ah.
Right. You got to use a different phone or a different account.
No, we have to do it in Leroy's.
Well, we had to do something quick.
No, it's okay. If it breaks the live stream, we'll go back.
You just call. Pick it up. You're good.
Yeah. How do we do it though?
No, pick it up. I'm good. It says she's calling now. Just
I know, and it's not letting me pick it up.
we'll call her.
Did you? Are we
Just
still
call her.
online
If you
right
call in there, you're fine. You're
Hello?
fine right now. Just keep trying to
Hello?
call.
Hello?
No, don't you pick up.
now? Okay, here we go.
She needs to pick up. There we
Here we
go.
go. Okay, we got Crystal on in 2 minutes. Yeah, hopefully. Oh, here we go.
Hello, Crystal. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. Thank you for taking the call. Are you ready to talk? It'll be quick.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna make this quick. So, Crystal, tell us about your movie, Black Women in Medicine. Tell us about this movie.
Well, the film Black Women in Medicine is really the triumph of the human spirit. It's about Black women in
It's coming
medicine
from
who
here.
have
You gotta switch it here.
overcome a variety
You have
of
to switch it here.
stereotypes of vision,
In the speakers. You gotta stick the speakers here on this one.
gender, foundation.
You have to switch the speakers into the out one on this laptop.
Okay, and when did you make this movie?
I started working on the movie in 2011 and I finished it in 2016 and we released it in the last summer.
And also you have a production company. Tell us about your production company.
My company is called UR and I've had this company for 21 years. I think it's cutting my head off. Okay. I've had the company for 21 years, and I am a content producer. So I take ideas around social justice issues and I create, whether it's film or books or, media, multimedia outlets to talk about those issues.
Great. One last question. Where can people see this movie, and how can people get in contact with your work?
Well, you can go to our website, the blog website, urtherighttobe.org. That's the name of our company. You can always Google the film Black Women in Medicine. Or if this project is coming.
Okay, thank you, Crystal. Have a good one.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, nice and short.
All right, thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye. So that was Crystal from New Haven, Connecticut. She has a documentary that just came out about Black women in medicine. So check it out. You can check out her on Facebook, Crystal Emery, Emery. Google her and check out this movie.
So as our last segment, we're actually going to talk a little bit, or Leroy, you're going to talk a little bit about this brother who was in prison for 63 years.
Ooh. Yes, and thank you, Tiny. You know, Tiny put this on my Facebook, and it's a true story. This young brother back in the 1963 or something like that, no, 1953, was convicted of what they say murder. Come to find out that he did not do it, and he has a developmental disability. So now he's about, what, 73 or something like that? And what's so interesting about this case is that he rejected parole many times. He's like, no, I don't want parole. I want the state to say that they made a mistake and that to say that he's innocent. Because on parole, you say, okay, you know, go with the deal. Yes, I did it, you know, give me less time and stuff. But he said no parole. He's like, I want the state to say that I'm innocent and they're wrong. So it's a really unique kind of case.
And I thought it was really intriguing because it's a typical example of poverty scholar, non-poverty scholar journalists, non-disability journalists, because even in the article and even in the people they spoke to, they were all befuddled. Oh, I guess he's just institutionalized and he wants to stay in prison.
Yeah.
No, actually, punks, he didn't want to take you BS, lying and criminalizing of him, and he was refusing to have his life be a waste, essentially, because he believes that he's innocent because he is innocent.
And then, you know, on parole, you're not free. You know, you have to wear a band, you have to check in all the time, so you're really not free.
Exactly.
And he said, yo, I didn't do nothing back then, and I'm still innocent, you know?
Exactly.
So his voice needs to get out there.
And last public service announcement too is that our brother Jose Villarreal launched Aslan Press, which is a press for Raza, incarcerated Raza, and the other side of the razor wire plantations. We are, going to be doing a story on him coming out of the next decolonist.
Right.
And here is an example of his beautiful art. And here's the card for his work. For those of you who are listening and watching, support this brother. He's an amazing cat, and we'll be talking to him again. He's part of our family at Prensa Pobre. So that's all for this segment.
KEXU 96.1 FM.
That's PNN, not CNN, people. Until next week, from the liberated Ohlone land we call homefulness.
Dollars. Not as like dollars, but real dollars.